Hideo Fumikaze, the legendary warrior, has defeated a god!
Who?
Do what now?
My apologies for pulling such a prank on you, Hideo. I simply must have tried to duel your excellent swordsman style. Everyone looks excited when they start seeing him, he having made appearances before. Tesso! But they start to kind of kneel down a bit. I am Tesso, Iron Fist Tesso. I rule this specific plot of land. Well, that is to say, I am the god who receives worship from it.
Buru looks at the burning castle. Okay.
Yes, he, kind of, comes up and kind of cleans off your robe a bit and pats you on the shoulder a bit. Nice going. He, kind of steps to the side a bit, and kind of gazes to all of you. So, I assume Tokujin's in there? He points at the flaming tower.
More or less, yeah. What's left of him?
I suppose that is for the best. He looks to all of them again. Now that you've entertained my foolish flights of fancy, I would love to talk to you about something. After all, we have a few things to organize, you having killed Tokujin now, right?
Sho's definitely treating this person with some degree of suspicion. Like, she can definitely feel something super off with them. I don't think she's met a god like this before. So she's just like vibe, hair sticking straight up on end.
It's interesting. Hideo, you saw it in that instance. He was more than human for a split instant, but then now he just seems to kind of feel like Junya. Like, there doesn't seem to be much of a glow about him, though you might have glimpsed what truly lies beyond this other mortal disguise for but a moment. At this very instant, he seems to just be a facade. He steps forward. The dirt itself seems to shift by some form of air around him, moving out of the way as he takes steps on his sandals towards the end.
My apologies, sir.
Fujioka, what's all the commotion? He sees the god and immediately kind of backs up, tumbling out into his garden a bit, and then kind of moves forward into a bow, as like, oh, Fujioka, your inn is so wonderful, please stand up, stand up! Fujioka does so, and, of course, he moves back and rushes back to another side room. Some of the guards are also kind of freaking out, and try to look busy as possible. He kind of steps back inside of it, engaging the room and the battle damage. He takes gates and step, not really waiting for you, giving you a bit of a separation between him. Jaba looks, oh wow, that's...
Well, I'm going to have to ask him how he does that walk where the dirt just stays away.
Hey, kiddo. I think show's over. Let me, he just, delicately plops her down on the pillow.
She sits back down again. You kind of deposit her already in a sitting position, and then she just kind of, starts looking. She seems to be, looking through, books, some book set she has. Seems to trying to select one right now. And then she kind of looks and nods at you.
Yeah.
Sho, wanders over and keeps an eye on this person. Her hair's standing on end like a fucking hissing cat.
He kind of steps... Jaba steps up. I think this conversation's not for me. I'll let you guys handle this.
Please stay.
I'll be out here. I don't know. I don't know if you'd want me to. See, he's also trying to get out of it.
Yeah, no, Sho offers a very, very honest please stay and then starts to walk forward.
Oh.
Junior, I think you're the only one who is not particularly put off by this man's aura. He just kind of seems like a normal courtly man.
Yeah, no, this is just Junya doesn't even know if this guy actually is a god, because he's met plenty of just eccentric weirdo nobles that this guy would fit right in with. This is the kind of guy Junya would invite over for poker night.
Buru sees Sho's hesitation, is like, I'll sit next to him. And it's pretty awkward because he's so goddamn big. He's like, I'm sorry. Excuse me, sorry. He finally just crashes down in the pillow.
Sho's watching around Buru with still hair standing on end, staring daggers.
Fujioka hands a very expensive-looking bottle over to Tesso, and he takes it, uncorks it, and pours himself a nice cup. And first, he serves Junya.
Oh, well.
Oh, what a pleasure to see you here, Junya.
Thank you very much.
He pours the cup and then pours a few more and passes them around to all of the other people first, as is mannerly, and then pours himself a glass. He then kind of just continues sitting for a moment. Truly, Fujioka, his inn is like a diamond in mud.
Yeah, sure.
A marshmallow amidst the gloom.
Yes, I agree. He kind of takes in a bit of the sake that he has, enjoys it, and then puts the cup down and kind of nonchalantly, well, anyways, my apologies for all the confusion. He kind of gestures with his hand. The letters, see?
Yeah.
Yes, I did not mean for things to get so confusing. Though it seems that things seem to work out anyways. Everything comes full circle. One of my magistrates, the one ruling over this land, turns out to be one of the traitors behind my backs, and before I can even do anything about it, you all proved very proactive in dealing with it.
Of course.
I assume you were attempted an ambush?
They certainly tried, yes.
They did their best. You know, Bunji put in a good effort.
Bunji, not bad.
Oh.
Literally everyone else don't remember.
Who is this Bunji?
He's in that pile over there.
Truly.
Yeah,
He scratches his chin slightly. Okay. And then he kind of rediverts focus. And he again takes a sip, emptying his cup, and pours another one. And then, I assume you have a lot of questions you'd like to ask. I am the one who organized fetching you all, after all.
Oh, well, that answers one question.
So we won't have to travel to the capital then.
No.
Perhaps that's for the best.
I was tempted on waiting at the capital, but it seemed, well, for one, my fortress started light ablaze, and I could honestly, I stood upon the highest point of the capital, and I could see it even from there. So I came rushing, but beyond that, that makes a little noise, and some rats pour out of his robe and crawl up and start, snickering and kissing him on the cheek and whispering things into his ears, before they all kind of scatter and spread onto the floor, running out different windows and doors and etc. I received some news that Tokujin might be doing some uncouth things, so I was already planning on dealing with it, but again, it seems the ambush that the Squid God attempted didn't work too well.
Squid God? I thought they were, dead.
Oh, well, that would be quite wonderful if that was true. He kind of stops for a second. Now, I mean no offense to one of my former brothers, but he considers for a bit before speaking. Unfortunately, they are not dead. I assume you all are familiar with history? The story as it is told?
For the most part.
Wavy hand.
He kind of clears his throat, standing up to his full height again, and speaks as an orator. Many, many years ago, centuries past, the one known as the Squid God was slain. A rebellion formed by his supporters in a time when the gods were less than kind. We admit we were not the nicest of folk back then, and we treated our followers disrespectfully, something that we now take care of. He looks around, and kind of waves his fingers a bit, and in the fire, you start to see a fire shifting a bit, forming the actual form of a squid. We had found out about the event after it was already too late. The squid god had been racked with some strange magic, something from a foreign land, an iconoclasm. He was way far gone by that point. Unfortunately, we had no way of saving them, so they melted away. The last we saw of them was disintegrating as they sunk into the sea. Though, we made society, we changed, we moved on. But this is not the same to be said about the squid god. I have taken on the name Tesso now, but back then I was... Even then, he kind of changes the fire a bit, interested in reform, tired of the war, and so I managed to convince all the other gods to put aside their petty squabbling in order to form a glorious country. However, I don't think the squid god had taken too well. Years of being trapped underwater and burning with magics that seek to destroy its very being for years and years, roiling in rage and a desire for revenge against those who would have slain the squid god to form a country. Now, I can assure you all of the people that were involved in that are dead, but I'm afraid that this is still not enough. Even their legacy seems to revolt the squid god. He kind of moves his hand a bit, the fire going back to normal, and he plops down on his seat again, normal, losing the big orator's, personality and just kind of crossing his legs and drinking down more sake. But at least that's what we suppose.
So, not to be rude, why us in particular?
Well, I will admit, this is no, insult to anyone here, but it is a question of convenience. Obviously, defeating a god is something other gods are made for. It is 12 versus 1, and normally that would be enough for us, but I'm afraid that the iconoclasm magic is still quite strong. And this is more than just that. While the squid god's blood is full of that iconoclasm energy pumping through, a spell of annihilation that is inherent in its entire body. It is weak, yet to touch it would be like to touch a plague, and it would spread. Similarly, most of our finest supporters, the priests and warriors that are devoted to gods, they too would feel great pain from fighting anyone who was blessed with the ink. And if you encountered Tokujin, my guess is that he was blessed with that ink.
Yeah.
Hence the question of my concern on how to deal with him, and my joy when I discovered you all here. He adjusts his mask slightly. So, the reason I chose you is because all of the go-to people are unfortunately a bit too, ill-fitted to fight those blessed with ink, and everyone else was killed.
Oh.
Yes, so, as much as I would have not... It would not have been my choice to drag you out of retirement, he says, to pull you away from your foreign expeditions, he waves at Sho, and to interrupt...
Sho still recoils slightly.
Yeah, and to interrupt Junior from your important courtly matters, though I understand that the Emperor has treated you very wrongly, hasn't he?
His foul influence has indeed beset upon every facet of my existence.
Yes. I would say, though, that you've proven to do better than any of the rest. One of these mysterious arms of the squid have already died. Perished by your hands and fire, of course. He waves his hand at the continually growing flame. I shall deal with that momentarily.
Yeah, that thing's starting to spread.
I don't worry. I can take care of it when I leave.
Thanks.
Fire is one of my elements, after all. He, kind of, takes
but
one
not
more...
water! Oh no, I made it bigger!
He drinks a bit more of the sake. He's really running through this stuff.
Yeah, oh my god.
He, on his, like, 4th or 5th cup, he just kind of looks around to everyone. I, of course, mean to make it worth for a while. Show you're free to return to the country at any time, and any amount of money or status or anything you would like is yours for the taking once this is done. Buru, whatever you would like. If you would like nothing, even, I would grant you that. Rather easy. He looks over and stares at Junya. If you would like to return to the place that so greatly brings you joy, I could arrange for that too.
It's almost too painful to even think about. But, yes, I think you already know what boon I would ask for.
Of course.
And I would do...
I don't think there's anyone in the court that doesn't know.
I would slay any number of godly abominations to reclaim what has been cruelly wrested from my grasp.
Buru just leans over to Sho. The hell is he talking about?
Sho starts to, like, run through her mind that things Junya would like, and she's like, giant umbrella.
I'll just buy him a new one.
And he turns one more time. And of course, I know the great hero of the people, Hideo Fumikaze, would do it out of honor alone, but please insist I pay you something. His smile goes wider.
Yeah, I've got an idea.
And he turns over in front of him. I do not know you, but are you not Tokujin's ward? He speaks. I am. You are a boy, but perhaps you would be interested in aiding these people? He considers for a second. I'm not quite sure about that. He looks. Very well, very well. He looks at everyone again. Well, it seems that you all are mostly prepared. If there's anything you have of me that you would like to know of.
I guess... Where to next?
Yes, that's...
Well, actually, also, sorry. Sunjaba mentioned that there was a woman that swung on by that may have given him the power. Any idea who that could be?
His smile seems to fade for a second as he stares at you and then Jaba intently. What woman? Jaba looks... She was very tall, about, I'd say... maybe a few feet taller than him. He points at Buru.
Feet?
Yeah, she was really tall. He kind of stares forward a bit, considering for a second, and then a smile returns. That's a very important piece of information to know, yes. I will send my little children around to keep an eye on things. They go far and wide, and perhaps they'll find the source of this mysterious tall woman. Any other features? Jaba kind of doesn't really... He thinks, her dress was as shiny as oil, and her hair was long, and she never really got a good glimpse at her face. That's one lead, but I can tell you others. He puts his, raises up a fan a bit. We have discovered the location of a few more people like this. There are two of much note. One of them is a ninja of some kind, an assassin. He's responsible for killing the others, and it seems that he didn't get to you on time before Tokujin made a move.
Ninjas? Those aren't real.
Ninjas are a myth.
Are you implying that there were others for this task before us?
Yes, but I believe they fell for the same ploy that you all fell for.
Oh, shit.
Yes. The other, though, is of much, much more importance. He he basically takes a foreboding moment. A legendary scholar sword known as Saiko. He, although once a grand member of our court, a great champion, winner of many tournaments, he seems to have gone rogue. The reasonings, we do not even know why. Perhaps this woman appeared to him too and whispered sweet words in his ears that caused him to switch sides. I have no doubts that he will be one of the strongest opponents you will face on this trial. So, while we would like to assist you in some way with finding, the ninja, but we have yet to really track him down. It seems he leaves quite the scene, yet disappears again, ever so quickly. We know Saiko's location, but I would implore you to wait just a little bit to go to him. Any amount of cooperation of fighting together, any amount of experience or battle readiness will assist you before going against him. This will be the first time any of you are fighting together, after all.
Well, I mean, we technically fought together today, but I know what you mean.
I'm afraid Tokujin isn't much of a threat.
That's, like I said, we know what you mean.
Yeah,
Not much of a threat at all. I almost died.
You did almost die.
he speaks one more time. There is one other, perhaps the next stop to go to. He looks perhaps of interest to you. He turns and looks to Sho, giving a smile.
Stare.
This is, of course, my domain, the domain of Tesso of Iron Fist. But Kurakai's domain is nearby. That name instantly rings a bell. That's the goddess that your mother and father both worship. Yeah. And his smile goes wider. I know a woman who would be very pleased to see you in the temple there, Miss Kurage Sho. If you would like to stop in and say hello, she might have more information for you about the town. But regardless, he waves that aside.
I hate how much he's enjoying this. I hate how much he's enjoying this. I hate how much he's enjoying this.
If you were to find your way to the central province there, we have word that there is someone there who is causing trouble. Our suspicions bring us to believe the head entertainer of that district may have indeed fallen.
What's the name of... Where exactly? Town, district? Shows focused at this point.
Her name is Yuko.
Yuko, okay.
And if you were to head to meet with the magistrate, she always stays in that area.
Okay.
Yeah, so he essentially finishes off there, emptying the bottle. Everyone still's only had one cup besides him, and he just kind of drinks it. And, and if there's anything else, please let me know.
Now, as far as this boon goes, can we decide what it is later?
Of course. Just don't pull something too, insulting upon me, or I might revoke your orders. Don't go telling me, can I be the next god, or anything like that.
Like fair.
But if it is in mortal means, it is certainly in my means to grant you.
There's something that I still don't understand from your description of the true history of the squid. What is his goal? What does he hope to achieve by recruiting these mortal agents and sowing chaos and being a jerk?
Well, I can't say to tell you what I know of the Squid God. I'm not them, but I think an overwhelming sense of rage, desire for revenge against people, humanity themselves, and perhaps just a desire to expand like they used to. The Squid God was always a fan of conquest.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess our best course of action is still to rest for the night, and then we'll Speak with this Yuko lady.
And go meet with the magistrate.
Of course. He looks around, and then he goes to pour another cup. There's no more cup. He frowns.
Buru hasn't taken any sips from his and offers his cup.
Oh, no, please, I couldn't. That's so rude.
Please, I insist.
Very well. He takes the offering and takes the sip of it and drinks it down, and stacks the cup on top of his cup.
Buru writes in his ledger.
I apologize for interrupting such a kind dinner. I'm sure my presence was rather, obtrusive.
Or just surprising.
He,
Well, you saved us time in the long run. We were about to head to the capital.
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm glad I saved you some time. Good luck on your quests, and we'll be in touch. He begins, stepping by. I have a fire to put out.
Yeah. Thank you.
You also hear, him speak to someone outside. Yes, which one of these is Boonji?
Sho finally relaxes as he leaves. Back in my old line, he reminds me of a lot of people from my old line of work, and she sort of like scratches the back of her neck. Finally, her muscles finally untensing. They always said, don't kill the rats, don't eat the rats, and I'm starting to understand why.
Oh, curses! I just realized I should have thanked him for helping you to burnish your reputation.
Hideo on the inside. Yeah, of course I'm gonna save the world. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be well known for doing it. That's what I've been dragged into. I'm gonna save the world. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it!
Yeah, you definitely can do it. You're all very strong.
Yeah.
We shall be poorer for lacking your company, Sanjeba, but after your previous experience, perhaps it is for the best that you've set your own path instead of following us about.
I think in your own way you lucked out. Trading a master for another master, especially one like the rat, is... I can't shake a bad feeling about this, so can't say I'm envious of your freedom.
Honestly, if I have to say, I don't think Tokujin was too different from him. Honestly, I really feel like the big difference between what made Tokujin evil and the rat good was a bit of tax evasion.
Yeah.
Well.
But he has his stuff, but he kind of puts it down. I can at least enjoy a nice night of celebration.
There you go.
I was hoping you could stick around. It sounds like we're going to have some trouble coming our way soon, and even if you weren't the best student at your, what was it, dojo, I'd be curious in learning whatever you know about that style.
Maybe some sparring then?
That sounds nice.
I could give you some after dinner. The primary thing is just, honestly, it doesn't seem so hard once you get a hang of it. At the end of the day, it's all just about, well, attacking, I guess. There's a lot more grace to it than that, but yeah, it's something just about everyone gets behind. It's the primary way that human beings fight. At our very base level, we'll mostly just go at something. So if you refine that, then you're just acting natural. He kind of gives a few more pointers and tips over dinner about what exactly Hijusuru style means.
Yeah, Sho's nodding and internalizing all of it. Weirdly, this seems to make a lot of sense to her.
Anything else anyone would like to do or discuss before you prepare for the rest of the evening / night and kind of pass to the morning?
Not especially. I think the only thing Buru's gonna do is makes whatever leftovers into little bento boxes and have one extra one for Sunjeva, so when he leaves tomorrow he has something for the road. And maybe Buru walks around the town and is like, does anyone need help with anything? I don't know. He's just bored, doesn't know what to do with himself.
the people will help, and they appreciate your presence. As you were, and you actually noticed the rat did take care of the fire. All of the fires seem to kind of swirl together into one, like, well-taut rope that kind of reminiscent of a rat tail coming off of the castle. And then it just kind of seemed to float away like a stray hair, and then kind of disintegrated in the air.
Like a balloon.
Yes. A balloon,
It just seemed to float away like a balloon.
Well, would you like me to prepare your bed?
Oh, yes, be a dear.
I'll do just that. Shuts the door. I wish I was dead. Oh my god, this is the worst. How did this keep happening to me? How does it keep happening? What did I do? I just sit there and I bang my head against this table and I get up. Oh no.
With every single impact on, like, we don't hear the yells, but just the vibrations through the floor, Show's hair bounces up again.
Oh. And so, you all enjoy the rest of the day, and over time, you prepare to head out. You prepare yourselves for leaving across in the morning, and all of your things are prepared. A new quest given to all of you. The beginning of your journey. You find yourself in front, the sun shining, and as you prepare, Jeba getting his stuff, the others, the innkeeper and his daughter stand there, and heading on out, Fujioka. Thank you again! It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you the best on your journeys.
Thank you very much for your hospitality. It was lovely.
Thank you for the house.
They both nod. He puts his hand on his daughter's shoulder, who seems to be holding something, and, go on, you wanted to? He kind of nudges her shoulder, and she kind of goes up. She looks like she's going to address Sho directly, but she actually drifts to the side and approaches Junya. Hello, sir.
Yes, my lady.
She hands a book at you. This is my prized possession.
Oh.
She hands it over.
Oh!
She hands you a book.
Oh, shit! That's so dope!
It's a leatherback, red-covered edition of the Yokai Collection and Encyclopedia. It is in very good care, and she seems to very much taking care of this. I think it's dangerous on the roads and stuff, so I thought you'd probably need it more than I would.
Easy there, master.
It's got the original red leather binding. Oh, such a catalog of the natural beauties of Rauchi. Oh, he falls to his knees like he's gonna faint like a southern belle.
She smiles a bit.
My dear, I accept this treasure.
Oh, thank you. I hope it's useful. I read through it a bunch, so I think I used it to learn how to read a bit. So I think I'll remember it pretty well. I hope it's useful. Good luck.
Oh.
She kind of moves back a bit and goes back to his side and kind of holds on a bit, and he pats her on the back. Consider that a gift from both of us.
Oh.
Way to throw your name on the end there, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I bought it.
So similarly claps Junya on the back. Good for you.
I fear, while I will gladly take this prized possession, I fear I cannot accept it simply as a gift. You must allow me to offer some compensation. Let's see, what would be appropriate?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. He fishes around. This is a reasonably valuable book in the sense of being a sort of mint condition collector's item.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, not worth a ton of money. Junya fishes around and just produces a comical $ sack of gold. Here, to cover what you are parting with in terms of sentimental value.
My lord.
She holds onto the bag. She doesn't. The dad looks very surprised. She just doesn't really get the concept of all of the money. She's like, "Thank you." He's like, "Oh, good."
No, thank you
Mr.
for this unprompted kindness and recognition of a kindred spirit.
Yeah. I really hope you're okay.
Takes out a handkerchief. Oh, Hideo, you all, we must be off. I simply won't be able to contain myself if I stay around here.
She waves goodbye at you as you start taking steps. Jaba smiles. I think I'll miss this town a little bit.
Not actually a bad place.
No.
Yeah, I guess the sooner we leave, the sooner I'll be less tempted to run back and take the money.
Jeez.
I shall write a poem of thee, Fujioka Himari, the maiden of Hirano.
Buru actually pats Junior on the shoulder. That was real good of you.
It restores one's faith in humanity to see that there are connoisseurs of beauty to be found even in a place such as this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The roads may have dirtied her feet, but not her soul. So help me.
She continues trudging straight ahead, same expression, as she just she's rubbing the top of Junior's head, just like, there.
Buru just leans down again. So, seriously, what happened to him?
What do you mean?
Just all the things
To make
something with
him
the
like
capital?
him? Oh.
Well, I mean, yeah, that too. But just there's a lot going on with him, and I'm having a difficult time reading it.
June's a very important person, so he has at least 3 times as many emotions as normal people.
Jaba kind of stops after passing over, looking back at the town and the charred keep, and then turns back to everyone. So I'm going to the capital, but the other province is a bit further west of here, so I think this will probably be a splitting point. Good luck.
Perhaps our paths shall cross again in a few episodes.
Maybe so. Who knows? He makes sure all his swords and weaponry are good. And if I see any of you in North, try to ask for me. Maybe we'll bump over there. He kind of jauntily takes a step forward and splits off from you, and you take different paths. Different journeys ahead for both of you. Both fraught with peril, but the destination quite different.